internet land. Here we are. Saturday noon/afternoon.
Yeah?
Yeah, not our normal time, but that's okay.
Nah.
We are doing our thing. I guess right off the bat, we should probably mention that Joe Biden just won the presidency.
I heard a bunch of my neighbors yelling at 10:30 in the morning. Like, okay, well, they must have decided that president. You don't get that loud out in public for like something that happened in your own home. Nobody yells like this when they get engaged. So that must be it.
Or if Trump had gotten reelected,
Yeah.
it might have just been only expletives, right? Just like fuck, god damn it.
I could understand the emotion coming from behind these vague sounds from across the building. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So, good day to celebrate, at least. I guess by time you guys are hearing this as a podcast, it will have already happened. So hopefully you wore your mask if you went out and celebrated or did stuff like that. But still got a long ways to go in the country, though. So that's all I will say on that. Besides that, hi, welcome to episode 119
Hello.
of the Captain's Log. Hopefully you all out there are doing fantastic. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined as always by Melissa Wilkinson.
Yes.
Yeah, indeed. How are you? How is your start of the weekend so far? Besides
holiday
your
drinks are back at
neighbors
Starbucks.
yelling. Oh yeah, I saw that they had the like plastic cups with all of the like, hey, we got the new reusable cups that you can do.
Oh, dang. I got to get me some more of those reusable cups. I'm a big fan of the reusable cups. Not a fan that I can no longer take them into the store and have them fill them up. So I have to keep buying these plastic cups and filling up my recycling bin. But yeah, it's got little stars on it like a sweater. And it's chestnut praline, which they tell me is a holiday flavor. I'm very excited. I think maybe after we hit that Thanksgiving bump, then it's full peppermint mocha season for me personally.
Gotcha.
I try and stave off the peppermint until after the orange times.
Well, one orange time is ending, so
Like from like late August through like Thanksgiving, it's orange season. Like spiritually, it's orange season.
I know what you
and
mean.
I have to wait for that to pass before I'm like, it's red season. It's peppermint red and pink season.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Oh, what am I doing here? I need to go back to that one. Okay. Yeah. So what is your Starbucks drink normally?
It is an iced coffee with toffee nut syrup, the best of the syrups.
Okay. Coffee is beyond me. I do not like coffee. I think I've had it like I can count on my hands the number of times that I've had different types of coffee, and I didn't like it. So, not for me. My Starbucks drink is hot chocolate.
They have good hot chocolates. I was just thinking today about how much I used to order hot chocolate before I was a coffee drinker.
Yeah.
I wasn't a coffee drinker until I got a...
I was just going to say, I bought a big box of like the Swiss Miss hot chocolate with marshmallows mix, and I've been blasting through that for the past month or so. It was $5 for like a gigantic like
Nice.
box of it. So, yeah.
Like a bread box full of... like the size of, I don't know, a small beagle. That much of hot chocolate. I made my own hot chocolate mix from... I made my own hot chocolate mix from scratch last year.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's sugar and cocoa, Kyle, so it's not hard.
Wow, I should do that. Experiment.
Yeah, and it's just in like a big plastic tub in my pantry, and I just take it out whenever I want some. I make it up hot on the stove, a la carte. I bought some rum chata to mix in there, so
nice.
I'm ready.
Good stuff. Yeah, I've had like true homemade hot chocolate once in my life, and let me tell you, that was a memorable experience. That was the best hot chocolate I have ever had in my life. It was great.
Right? You can deliver this to your own self, Kyle.
I had no idea. I don't know what kind of chemical powders they put in old Swiss Miss.
It's sugar and
That
cocoa.
Swiss
Maybe like
Misses.
dehydrated milk if you're planning on making it with water. They put the dehydrated milk in the powder, but you can just use
Gotta go with
wet milk.
Wet milk.
Yeah, regular
You always
wet.
hear dry milk or like dehydrated. You never hear wet milk.
Yeah, if you've got wet milk on hand, it's wet milk, sugar, cocoa powder, and that's the combo.
Okay, good stuff. Did I ever tell you the story about the chocolate that I found in my mom's pantry? The like can of her. Yeah.
Yes.
It was older than me.
Deeply
I was like, Mom,
expired.
it's expired before I was born. It was not good. Not good. But my weekend has gotten off to an okay start. We had a great time last night recording our
Yes.
Patreon only exclusive episode of Crossplay, which was the first one that we've done of that. And that was a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to share some like weird urban legends, spooky stories with video game, just like video game mysteries and creepy stuff.
Yeah.
And it was neat because it was also the first time that we had the entire crew there together, all 5 of us.
Yeah, I
You,
don't know
me,
anything about video
Mazzio,
games, but I wanted to do this so that I could just tell everybody the legend of Polybius.
Yeah, which I had never heard that, so that was good. We had a fun time. That'll be up on our Patreon very shortly here. I think sometime this next week. So be on the lookout for that stuff. And I think next month is going to be another crossplay thing up on our Patreon. I don't know what we'll do yet, but I'm cooking up ideas. So we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, that was fun. Unfortunately, I was up late last night, so didn't get to sleep all that much. I slept better than I did on Thursday night, 'cause Thursday night I didn't sleep at all. That sucked. But,
Dear.
Yeah, slept better last night. Still didn't want to wake up, but here we are. Saturday, what for me is morning, but it's 1:15 p.m. where I am, so...
No, Saturday's the one day of the week where I get to sleep in. So I let myself be kind of lazy Saturday morning. Yeah. I consider noon morning on a Saturday.
It's good to have a time where you can just do nothing and rest and just like, hey, I just need to like not watch TV or not focus on this thing that I need to get done. I just need to sit here and do nothing. Like that's helpful to have.
Yeah, I've got like specific things that I watch only on lazy Saturday mornings. Like
Nice.
I love to take an HGTV nap.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, not anything in my normal like YouTube or Netflix queue or anything like that. It's like I'm putting on HGTV. I don't care what it is. It's gonna bundle up in a bunch of blankets and fall asleep watching them Property Brothers or something.
Yeah. That's a good channel to fall asleep to. I like if I'm putting on TV to fall asleep to, it's usually Cartoon Network. Since it's not only my favorite, but it's like, especially nowadays, like I don't really know most of the shows that are on there, so it's just like, okay, it's a cartoon. Like I know I like cartoons, but okay, I'll sleep. That's fine with me. So
Yeah.
good stuff indeed. Usually I fall asleep with music on. I have a ginormous sleep playlist that's like thousands of songs long, and I can just
told me about that.
let it play. Yeah,
That's nice. I need to put on these. I'm deep into YouTube videos of ambient noise.
yeah, that works.
Most of my YouTube recommendations are like Rainstorm at night plus fireplace. Rainstorm at night plus thunder plus fireplace plus smooth coffee house jazz.
Nice. That's good. Yeah, there's something about just like that soft noise that is soft enough that you're not focusing on it so hard that you have to like comprehend things, but it's enough to distract you from your own thoughts. And it's just like, that's when your mind just like shuts off. So it's good.
Yeah. And I love to watch vaporwave compilations that are just clips of old commercials.
Oh man. Yeah. There's a streamer that I follow, Lawrence Sontag. I think he's at Sir Lar on Twitch, and his like Be Right Back screen and all is just all of that stuff. It's like obscure commercials from the 80s and early 90s and stuff, and it's great.
It's so peaceful.
Yeah. It's on one hand, it's creepy, but it's creepy in a fascinating way that you're like, I want to keep watching this. This is like, I like this. What is it?
I love them. I love to look at what childhood me thought adulthood was and see how I'm measuring up.
Yeah, indeed.
Like, I still yearn to be the adult that like I thought I was going to be when I was 8 years old, even if like everything I wanted was outdated. I can't go to Northwest Plaza Mall whenever I want. That mall doesn't exist.
Yeah. Speaking of streamers, though, this past week or so, I got a chance to watch a live stream. I was hoping to talk about it last week, but we ran out of time. But something I've been doing a lot this past week or so is just like rediscovering all of the artists and stuff that I like and inspire me.
Nice.
Like I grew up just drawing nonstop, and I don't really do that anymore. I put my creative efforts towards something else. It's all this podcast stuff, but even that sometimes I feel like, well, I'm not really creating more or stuff like that. So I can kind of get down in the dumps sometimes, but then just every now and then, like, looking at art from the artists you like is really, really fun. Just to be like, I remember why I like these guys so much.
Aww,
like, they're so good at this. But one of my favorite musicians, I guess music groups, hip-hop groups, put out a new record. Kind of a surprise one. It was just, they didn't announce it until like a month before. And they were like, hey, we have something coming out in a month. And it came out the day before Halloween. It was entitled, I think it was, if not the day, it was like the night before Halloween. And they made, instead of a music video for the single or stuff like that, they made an experimental film for the entire album.
Ooh.
Like, it was, that was just the whole thing. So yeah, they did a live stream for this album. The group is Atmosphere.
Yes.
So yeah, they put that out, and they got on Twitch and was like, hey, we're gonna be hanging out, talking. We're gonna debut that film and talk about it and stuff. And you could kind of tell, didn't know exactly what they were supposed to do, if they were supposed to talk on top of it or just sit there and watch and stuff. But after that, they just sat there and talked about stuff and answered questions from the chat. And it was Slug from Atmosphere, it was Mers, and I don't remember the guy's name.
You know, it's a great Jason time Goldwatch. If Slug is there.
Yeah, Slug is great. But yeah, it was the director of the film was there too, and they just sat there and hung out and shot the shit. It was great. It's fun to do stuff like that. If there's a musician you like or a painter or something, and they're just like talking about their creative
Yes.
process. It's great. It's amazing.
This is why I love
And what a
DVD
great
commentaries so much.
Yeah. There's just something magical, right? Of just to get to like open up their mind and be like, how Sway, show me the proof. But yeah, so good stuff.
Yeah. That sounds fun. I've found that in quarantine, I'm returning back to a lot of my early favorite podcasts, like the ones that have always been there for me. Like I've really been feeling Comedy Bang Bang this year, which was in like the first 10 podcasts I ever listened to back in when I got started in like 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
Comedy Bang Bang, which is an improv show. Everybody comes on playing these characters. There is a spin-off podcast from it that is the host and like two of the most common improvisers on the show, where it's just them talking to each other as people. Like it's just like a nonsense chat show because they never get to talk to each other as each other on the main podcast because they're always an improv character.
That's kind of how this podcast got started. Paul and I back in the day was like, hey, we only talk to each other now when we're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just kind of want to hang out and catch up with you and see how your week was. And here we are. It's now evolved into this. And I get to be like, Melissa, how was your weekend? Tell me.
It is.
Talk to me about your life. So it's good.
Yeah. It's nice. I've found that this is the type of podcast I've been gravitating towards. Like I am super behind on every podcast I started listening to that is a live play RPG or anything that has like real structure to it. Like I just need nonsense, please. I just need like 3 or 4 guys just chattering for several hours about barely anything. I need tangents. Tangents is my favorite genre of podcast.
Exactly. Our homemade tangent show. That's what this is.
Homemade tangent jam.
Yeah, indeed. So it looks like you have an update to Melissa's Cinema Corner.
I've been watching stuff. I just keep forgetting to update it because it's never been a thing that I'm like super jazzed to talk about. Or like I watched Ghostbusters a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to wait to talk about it until I sit down and watch Ghostbusters 2.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. So what's on the menu this week?
So one thing I did this week that I won't shut up about is that I watched a 2+ hour documentary on the chess computer Deep Blue.
Is this so? You wrote this down. I have no idea what Deep Blue is. I was like, is this some like secret society that I don't know about, or like some like Planet Earth documentary? So it's a chess computer. It's like from the movie War Games, but with chess.
Yeah, and benevolent.
Hopefully.
Not. Yeah, I mean, well,
for now.
Yeah, no, we've seen everything Deep Blue has done. This is a story of Deep Blue. There used to be this big competition, just like among technical academics, for can we make a computer so smart that it could beat a chess grandmaster? Because you could program a computer to play chess.
Right.
That was simple enough. But it's like, can we program a computer to be very, very good at chess? And this guy invented this computer. He named it Deep Thought after the supercomputer from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Okay.
And then he partnered with IBM, and IBM's like, you can't call it Deep Thought anymore because people keep mispronouncing it as Deep Throat. We don't want that to be our brand. Can we rename it, please? So they
I was beaten by Deep Throat.
Blue. So that's how Deep Blue got its name. And the IBM logo is blue. I guess that's where it comes from.
Okay.
And it challenged chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov to one initial competition where Kasparov beat it, but it was fairly close. Like the computer would beat him in some matches, but not in the overall best of 6 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in like 96, they had a rematch. And the computer beat the man, and it was historical. Ah. And this documentary went into like
take that humanity.
Well, Well, the computer went into like very serious detail, like the documentary did about like here are all the different moves. Like this is what the moves meant. This is what part of chess strategy it is from. Here's a diagram on the board of the way they're moving all the pieces, and this is like how that Gary Kasparov's mindset was being affected by this. Like you're watching this man just sort of slowly crumble over the course of a couple days as he gets psyched out by a large computer. But
That's awesome.
It's got it unfortunately, after all of this, after Deep Blue beat the chess man, that was all Deep Blue was ever built for. Deep Blue didn't have a next purpose.
It's like now checkers.
They dismantled it. Like it was two big old computer towers. This was in the mid 90s, but it was still like just far enough in the past that your computer was very, very, very large, you know?
Right, yeah.
Like two fridges, more or less. Like that
Sure,
much
yeah.
of computer parts went into Deep Blue. And they took them apart, and like two parts of Deep Blue are at two different computer museums. I'd love to see them someday.
Deep and Blue got separated.
Yeah, but then Gary Kasparov, despite losing to a computer, has continued to champion forwarding technology. You're like, no, I think it was progress that a computer learned to beat me. Let's see what else we can do with technology. I think this is a tool we can really use for good in the future.
Yeah.
So that's nice. I feel
for
like
one,
that's
welcome
not
our
normally.
robot overlords.
Yeah, well, I don't know, just the story that ends with robots are friends. Like I lost to Deep Blue the way I would lose to any other fellow grandmaster.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Did you start watching the Queen's Gambit on Netflix?
Not yet. I've heard it's good.
I'm starting to hear more and more people talk about it, and they're all raving at how good it is. They're like, "Holy moly, this was great."
Mm-hmm.
So we may have to bring that back up on the review show, or I might just have to go watch it on my own time. So.
Yeah, I'd like to watch it. Maybe we can fit it on the podcast sometime before the end of the year or something. Yeah.
Something like that.
So I'm very
indeed.
bad at watching shows if I don't have to watch them for a podcast.
I'm still chugging along. I finished Hannibal this week. I've finished season 3.
Can you tell me in vague terms, how the heck does that thing progress?
So we covered season 1 on the review show.
Yeah.
You definitely remember that. You've seen a little bit of season 2. We've kind of mentioned that of like it starts to progress in a way that I can see why people didn't like it.
Yeah.
And then I guess like vague spoilers. There is a twist in season 2 that I think makes sticking season 2 out worth it. But
okay, good.
It's still not. Oh my goodness, the twist! What a twist! It was just like, oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. You know, it's fine. You know.
Yeah.
Season 3, I both liked and didn't like at the same time. The first like 2/3 of season 3 are not set in their normal locations.
I saw that. I did look at all the episode descriptions on Netflix, and I'm like, they're going to Italy?
Yeah, it's mostly set in Italy, and it's real slow. Like this, it gets into like minute detail. It's more like let's take the decadence that was in season 1 and let's transcribe that to like Hannibal's love for art history. And like let's do that. Like let's go and look at the paintings that has inspired him and stuff like that.
That's not a problem for me. I'd love a TV show where a character just makes you look at a painting.
It's beautiful. The cinematography stuff is gorgeous. But yeah, it's a lot slower. It's set in the same locations. So it's just like, what are they doing here?
Yeah, that is a strange move.
Yeah, there's a series of strange moves. It's just like, why is this character here? Or why is this one not here? Like, I don't understand. But then I get, yeah, like the last third of the show does one final story arc, and I guess it ends in a kind of poetic way.
Okay.
But I feel like I would have liked it more if the season, if they knew, I guess that's the thing. If they knew they were going to get a season 4, I would have liked season 3 to end where it did 2/3 of the way through, and then season 4 be what was that last little bit there. So it was just this weird, like, well, I feel like the story's already done. What is this last little bit here, you know? So it was good. I can see why it got canceled. I can see why a lot of people fell off or started to not like the seasons as much. The one thing that I really didn't like is actually one thing that they did start to do with the cinematography. They did this thing where they would, like, you've seen like a fade out between scenes where you get like one of the characters starts to get see through and you can see the background coming in. You know
I know what it is.
They do this weird thing where instead of like fading the two scenes, they black out the background except for one of the characters there. And it's kind of like someone just went into Photoshop and like blacked it all out, and the lighting just doesn't look weird. And then when it's black, the like new scene comes up behind it that way and starts to fade in that way, and so you have this character that like shouldn't be there, like in the scene. It's just like, what is this? This is terrible.
I dig this. No, that sounds fun to me. I don't know if it's good, but it sounds fun to me because it sounds like such a stage theatrical thing to do, where like you black out all the lights except for the spotlight on the one character, and then behind them you've got a scrim.
That's
and then
absolutely
suddenly, like,
what
the
they're
stage lights
going
up
for.
with like the new stage and the new setting and then all the new cast.
That's absolutely what they're going for. It just doesn't look good on TV. Like no, thank you.
I'm all for like very like stage theatrical tricks put into TV shows.
Yeah,
I love it every time.
Yeah, it like that was the one thing that was just like, this is kind of off-putting, but besides that, it was good. It was fine.
Yeah, I love a bold choice. Like there were plenty of shows like I dropped off of Hannibal because it started to feel too desolate. Like it's a dark show, and it wasn't that it was too gruesome. I'm like, this is too much of a bummer.
Darker. Yeah.
This is emotionally too dark for me. And I've always thought about going back. Maybe I finally will, because I was just impressed at just how bold the show was. The premise of the thing to begin with. It's like, yeah, it's a show about Hannibal Lecter cooking beautiful human meals, beautiful decadent human meals in a jewel-toned office, a very fancy decorated office. We just turned like the aesthetics on everything up to 11. Watch this Hannibal show.
Yeah, and they definitely have that in spades. So good stuff. What else have you been watching?
We watched Mr. Boogety. Have you heard of him?
I've heard of Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Different fellow. So I think I might have told you about this last year when Disney Plus first launched. Podcast The Ride. I don't know if they were just part of this movement or if it was actually theirs to begin with. They found out that the Disney Plus algorithm was really looking at the first thing that people watched. Like, what is the first thing people turn on? Like, is it going to be The Mandalorian? Is it some nostalgic old favorite? Is it Star Wars? And that's going to kind of...
Mine must have been The Mandalorian.
Yeah. And it's going to kind of tell them, okay, what are people super interested in? What can we try and build on in the future? So they're like, you need to find the most obscure movie possible. Make that the first thing you watch, and then watch it a bunch of times. So they picked this, like, 1986... TV special called Mr. Boogety. And they're like, take the Boogedy challenge. Watch Mr. Boogety as much as you can, like the opening weekend of Disney Plus. And I did do it. And then we're having a Disney Plus night this week in a Discord where we Jams took like the list of every movie that's on Disney Plus and he put it in like a random number generator. He's like, okay, guys, we're going to play Disney Plus roulette and we're just going to watch whatever comes up first.
That's funny.
And it wound up like we played with it a couple times. And at one point it was Mr. Boogedy. And I'm like, we have to watch Mr. Boogedy. You have to see this.
I've never heard of that. So what is Mr. Boogety?
It's a TV special. So it's only like 45 minutes long, and it's about this family that owns and operates a joke store.
Okay.
And they move to this new town where they're going to set up their new joke store. And it's got like a teenage daughter who's over this. She doesn't care. But the rest of the family's always wearing like glasses where like the eyes pop out on springs. Like it's an entire household
flower
of
that
pranksters.
squirts you and stuff like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's all
Okay.
they're doing. Like their house is just full of like wacky gag props.
Okay.
Like, and then it turns out that the house is haunted by like a pilgrim ghost. They have to try and chase the ghost away. They've end up vacuuming up his magical cloak. And then we watch the sequel, Bride of Boogedy.
What?
Yeah, there's a second one. The next year they made another one, which is twice as long. I guess the first Mr. Boogedy
Twice
really
the
did it for
Boogedy.
people. Yeah, twice the Boogedy. And then it's how like the town's hosting this like
That's
Halloween
the
fair.
episode title. Twice the Boogety.
Twice the Boogedy. And then Boogedy, he's come back from beyond. He like possesses the dad's body, and he's like trying to marry the wife because Mr. Boogedy like never got to marry this pilgrim woman while he was alive. Eugene Levy's in it. He plays like a rival gag shop owner. It's fun.
That's funny.
They're very silly.
I've never heard of those at all. That's great.
Remember these for next Halloween.
Did Disney Plus like comment on like did people make enough of a wave where they were just like, haha, funny joke,
Sure.
guys?
Surely not. No. No, everybody was watching The Mandalorian except me. I was watching So Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I did start The Mandalorian season 2.
Okay. What'd you think?
I don't understand how Timothy Oliphant's hair looks so good when he's wearing that helmet all the time. He takes the
Right?
helmet off and his hair looks perfect.
Immaculate,
And it upsets
yeah.
me.
Gel or something. Space gel. Especially being in all those dusty towns, he knows how to keep his hair immaculate.
Yeah. Maybe that's something the Star Wars land, like that entire world is just good at. Like they cracked hyperspace travel and
Hair
moose.
gel. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they know how to do. And you know,
Instead
milks of
LA
various
looks,
colors.
it's Tatooine looks. It still has that like the like swoosh thing on their logo.
Tatooine looks.
That's great.
Do you think the Star Wars world has like perfumes and colognes, and they have like
Oh, they have to.
department stores? This is
I
all I've
would
ever wanted
assume
out of
so.
Star Wars. We've talked about how I feel fine about the space opera, but I just want like to live in every different space that it has, which is why The Mandalorian kind of bores me sometimes because it's all outside, and I just want to go inside a very big building because that's my favorite part of
Yeah.
Star Wars is buildings that are too big, buildings and spaceships that are too big. So badly, I just want to go to a Coruscant department store. I want that to be a virtual reality experience where I just spend 3 hours walking through a Coruscant department store and I can buy space cologne for my space husband. And there's like a sexy cologne ad with like Poe Dameron on it.
Yeah.
He's all windswept.
That's funny. Yeah, there was an episode of the Clone Wars where Padme and Anakin are preparing this meal for God, I blank on his name at the most ill-opportune time. The main bad dude in the
Palpatine.
Senate. Yeah. He, you know.
Yeah.
This. But they're preparing this dinner for him, and they've realized they've run out of Jogan fruits. So they send out R2D2 and C3PO to go find more Jogan fruit, and it's just them like.
Have you listened to that really popular podcast, The Jogan Fruit Experience?
That was good. So they send out R2 and C3PO to go find this fruit, and it's just them like trying to go shopping, and
yes.
and they find this thing, and then they're trying to like make it back home, but they keep passing all of these stores of like, oh, what's in there, and they find one that's a robot spa, and they're like, oh, you can get your gears cleaned and all of that stuff, and R2 is like, oh, we have to go in, like, come on, and C3PO's like, no, we're running out of time, we must get back to Master Anakin, and they go in, and it turns out it's like this secret like droid dismantling thing for the Empire to see what secrets are out there.
Ooh.
and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good, but it's just like, what wacky hijinks can these droids get up to while shopping?
I love it.
Yeah.
I wish I could get into a wacky hijink while shopping. I don't remember the last time I had a hijink. Do you?
Is that the singular of hijinks?
I mean, I presume so. You're not a linguist.
Or is it a lojink?
Hold on. Okay, I am going to Google hijink to see if that is the popular singular term.
Or like singular of hijinks. Singular of...
Oh, okay. Hijink. One hijink. Definition vocabulary.com.
BrianDBuckley.com. Why can't I have just one hijink? Let's see if we can read this here. This is from BrianDBuckley.com from February I have no idea. February 17th, 2015. Hijinks is a weird word. I mean, most words are weird, but this one goes above and beyond. Hijinks are fun, possibly mischievous activities. We use it as a plural noun, except we don't really know what a hijink is, or why we never seem to have just one of them. So what's the freaking deal? What's the deal with hijinks? Etymology adventure commence in all caps.
Commence.
So hijinks is a variation of high and jinks, which around the 1700s was a drinking game. You rolled dice, and if you got a bad roll, you either had to do something embarrassing or drink. That in turn, based on the word jinx, meaning playful activities, pretty much the same thing as hijinks, still plural only apparently, and jinx is apparently related to the Old English sinsung. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's CINCUNG, which I am told means a loud or cackling laughter. Sinsung.
I'm familiar.
What does he say? Blah, 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 blah.
Are we going to end up with an answer on this?
Another meaning of jink, singular this time, is swift or evasive movement. But it's not clear, to me at least, whether that has any connection to the meanings above. Then, of course, there's jinx, as in a hex. Sounds like it might be related, but it's actually from the Latin jinx, or hijnk, a type of woodpecker evidently used in magic. Which is funny because jinx is the name of a Pokemon a deliberate misspelling of Jinx, but more correct than they thought, since Jinx was spelled with a Y in the first place. Blah, blah. I did not expect this to be funny to anyone else. Last but not least, he says that is a long way of saying that Jinx is probably unrelated to hijinks, and I still don't know why you can't have just one hijink, and thus I completely wasted your time. Have a good day. That's great. That's the
I'll
end
tell
of
you
his
one
article.
hijink that you can't have, and that's clown skate night.
Clown skate night.
Yes.
Did you partake in a clown skate night?
I can't. No one can. So my local polling place is this cute little elementary school. And I went there earlier in the year for some small local election. And I saw that they still kept up all of their signs for upcoming events before the pandemic. Like they never took them down after these events were canceled. So when you walk in the door, there's still a sign on the bulletin board for like what was supposed to happen in late March. And it's still there. I went there on Tuesday. It's still there. Nobody's taken down this sign. I don't know if they'll ever take it down.
That's how you know it's the apocalypse.
Clown skate night. Skate like a clown.
So funny. So you're supposed to skate like a clown, not if you are a clown, you can skate?
It's like Adult Swim. It's clown skate only.
Right. That's what I was thinking it was.
No, what this appears to be. So they have a flyer that has clip art on it, and it's like clown face plus roller skate plus moon equals clown skate night. And it seems like you would go to some roller rink on this one night, and there would be clowns there, and they would paint your face and do clown activities, and also you would skate. And these flyers crack me up because this is not an activity anyone is familiar with.
Yeah. How are clowns supposed to skate? Like, is there a bounce in their step or something that we don't know about?
Do they have very big floppy roller skates? Right.
Yeah.
I can imagine clowns and skating may be a fine combination, but this isn't a clear one. I don't know who was like, okay, let's have a roller skating night for the kids, but that's not going to be enough. You know what we need to add? What's really going to get the families to the roller rink? We're going to get clowns in there. They have to skate like we're going to skate clown style tonight.
Hey, Bob, I got it. Clown skate night. I can see it now.
And this vision, it never came to fruition. This thing was surely canceled, and they've just left the flyers.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Do you think when the skate night, when the skating rink gets back in business, do you think they'll reschedule a skate night, and will you attend?
Well, I can't. Why would I be there?
To see what it's like for the podcast. To be like, no. Kyle, I went to clown skate night. And I'll be like, yes,
it's
tell me more.
Local childless bachelorette. I'm neither a parent nor a student nor a clown. I've just needed to walk through your school to get to my polling place in the gym. I saw this flyer. Can I cover this? I needed to report back.
Yeah. This is very important journalism.
Like, I don't know how to get into either school volunteering or clown. I don't know anybody in the local clown community.
Yeah, I mean, don't they have to go through school? Isn't there like a clown school to be able to do that?
I believe there is, but I don't know if that's required, if you have to be fully accredited as a clown before you may appear as a clown. I don't know how it works. I would like to learn. I don't want to be a clown, but I'm curious about, what their culture and policies are.
That's why you need to attend clown skate night.
Hi, I'm
Figure
just
out their
another
culture. Infiltrate.
Not here for the kids, only here for the clowns.
Community, yeah.
Yeah, I hope clowns have been doing well out there, just doing like Zoom birthday parties. I hope they have, and I hope this helps kids like get over any fear of clowns they may have, to like see them in a virtual setting, but instead of seeing them in a personal setting.
Man, that's one thing to think about. Of like, you hear about the like movie theaters closing down and stuff like that. I wonder how the clown business, the like birthday
and, like,
party clown business is going.
Like, I think I have heard of people having like I have a Zoom appointment with a magician for my kid's birthday, or with a woman pretending to be Elsa.
It's like, watch, I'll make myself disappear.
Someone has left the call.
Yeah.
I would love. I gotta look
like
up
screen
virtual
black.
magic tricks. Do you like magic?
Yes. Kind of. I'm not like into magic. I did kind of have a small magic phase for like a week. One of the things
Very small.
I right, yeah. So my friend had these crystal sticks, is what they're called, and it's like a baton with these like leather straps on the end, and then you get two more wooden sticks, and you can toss the stick back and forth and do all like spins and stuff, like the baton twirler for a marching band.
Yes.
And so I eventually bought some too, but we never bought them to like actually do all of those tricks and stuff. We liked them for like sword fighting, because they were like the perfect length for that stuff. So we had that, but that brought me into like magic and hobby shops to like find one that I wanted. And the only like magic related thing that I've ever bought in my life, I probably still have it somewhere, I think, is I have a deck of cards where every other card is a little bit shorter than the rest of them. So it's one of those things that like, hey, no matter where you pick up the deck, it's always going to be a red, or it's always going to be, you know, stuff like that. Or so you ask them to cut the deck, or put your card in on that thing. You know, it makes it easy for that stuff. I'm just like, here it is, blah blah. How did I do that? I don't know. It's not like my deck is fake.
Yeah.
I have that, and I bought a pair of loaded dice.
Ooh.
But,
what do you do with them? Do you play like real high stakes Monopoly?
Yeah, like a real high stakes Monopoly. Guys, I brought my special dice. No, I never really did much with them.
It's a fun thing to own, though.
Yeah.
If I was at like a curio shop and it's like, yeah, for $4 you can have a set of loaded dice, I would buy it.
Yeah, that was the thing. I wouldn't say I was like 10 or something. So yeah, magic was like, whoa, how do they do that? Still, you know, and it's not like, it's an illusion. But yeah, it was just like, I want to buy a pair of loaded dice. That's cool.
Yeah, I just want to have knickknacks. That's quite a knickknack to have.
Yeah.
I love to watch magic. I think as we grew up in the era where there were a lot of magic shows on TV, like big event television, you could watch.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You know, you can watch David
Chris Angel
Blaine or whoever make a. Yeah, well, before Chris Angel, even when it was like David Copperfield, he would like, you know, make a building disappear or something, or like they'd have those. I have fond memories of all those Fox specials where it would be like, is this a real alien autopsy? Are these real photos of Bigfoot? The magician is going to reveal his secrets. Watch him show you how he cuts the lady in half. I have very fond memories of sitting there eating Taco Bell watching those with my dad.
That's
and my
great.
dad likes magic. And he loves America's Got Talent, which always has at least one magic act per season.
Of course.
And he watched that Penn and Teller Fool Us show. He likes some magic comedy. Oh, my dad loves just showmanship of any kind, which is a love I think he passed on to us, the children. So I love to watch magic. I don't care how tacky it is. It hits this really happy spot in my brain. But I've never wanted to do magic. I thought, just like last week, what if I learned to do like a card trick? And then I thought, if you can't shut up about a documentary you watched about a chess computer, don't also learn a card trick. Like, you're enough at parties.
Guys, but the computer did a rematch. God, you'll never believe what happened.
Like, I have enough party quirks already. I don't need to learn magic.
I used to have like 1 or 2 card tricks. Now I don't remember what they were, but that again, that was like that 1 week that I bought that deck, and it came with a like, hey, here's 2 simple card tricks you can do on on that stuff. So wasn't all that fascinating. The one thing that I like that I can do is I can cut a card deck with one hand. That's neat. But
that's very cool. See, I'm also bad with my hands.
Okay.
Like, I can't shuffle a deck for the life of me.
Can you do the like regular bridge thing? It's hard to do it when the thing is up here.
No, I can't do any of them. My hands are just the wrong proportions for any kind of skill, which means I am very easily impressed by anyone who can.
One of the podcasts that I listened to, it wasn't the Rooster Teeth podcast. It was one of their other podcasts. I think this was the Achievement Hunter podcast. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys on that show, Jeff Ramsey, was telling a story where he was in Vegas and went to go see a magic show. And he also like really enjoys magic and stuff, but he's fascinated by it. So he's kind of I think he described himself as like the obnoxious one while watching magic.
Yes.
Because every time something happened, he was just like, "What? No! How? What? How? Where'd it go?" And then everyone is just like looking back, like, "What is wrong with this guy?" But just every single time, just like, "What? How?" Mm-hmm. So it was good. They have a Rooster Teeth animated adventure. I'll have to find it and send a link. It's good.
That sounds good.
It's good, yeah.
God, I've always wanted to go to Vegas. I think ever since I saw Austin Powers go there when I was a little kid. I don't know if that's exactly it, but it very well likely may have been that. I think Vegas is just this amazing mix of being really classy and really tacky at the same time, which is exactly the speed I run at.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Let's see. So we missed our segue from talking about Star Wars and then going into the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special.
Well, it's always with us.
Yeah. So let's go back to some more Star Wars stuff. Melissa, you were excited when they announced this. I remember you being like, "Kyle, oh my God, we have to watch this." So they finally put out like a full trailer. For this thing. Are you excited? Are you more excited? What's going on?
This seems like it may be less of just a direct new version of the Star Wars Holiday Special. This seems like it is a Star Wars Holiday Special and not the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Right, yeah. It looks like they're doing something entirely different.
Yeah, I know there will be enough of that Life Day magic in there that it will satisfy me, a true fan of the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a time travel adventure. Like, Rey finds a magic crystal, falls through time. She gets to meet, like, Luke and Vader. It goes back to, like, A New Hope and all the adventures they're on. This seems super fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Now, were we planning on doing that as our Christmas episode for the review show, or were we going to do that on the Reactor Core?
I don't remember. We threw out both ideas. It's up to you if you think this is Reactor Core material.
When does this come out? It's at the end of the month, right?
It's November 17th, Life Day.
Okay. Oh. Duh, Kyle. You should know when Life Day is. Um,
I honor it every year.
yeah, right.
I celebrate a day of peace.
Yeah, like because that's the thing. We normally do like a holiday episode
Yeah.
for the review show, but I don't necessarily want to wait that long to.
Yeah. Let's do it for the reactor core because we don't have any holiday reactor cores. And
True,
then, you know,
and
there's
we
a
haven't
big pile
done a
of Christmas
reactor core
movies.
in a while, so.
Yeah, yeah. And like we've never talked about Star Wars on there together before.
Yeah.
Because I missed the solo episode and you were out of town and couldn't make it for the Rise of Skywalker episode.
Ah, true. We haven't been united for a Star Wars thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm down with that. Let's do
Cool.
it for the reactor core when it comes out. That'll be fun. Yeah. I'm excited because it looks good. The voice acting looks great. It looks like it's just going to be a fun time.
Yes, and it's got a scene I haven't seen in a long time, which is just a bunch of cartoon characters scrambling around while the Nutcracker Suite plays. Which is, I feel like it's something I saw five separate trailers as a kid, but it's been a while, and it felt good to return with this Lego Star Wars. Good positive energy. This seems very funny.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm hoping that this will be good enough to kind of eclipse the original. I know it never will fully, because the original Star Wars holiday special is just a thing of its own, right?
Now, you haven't seen it before, correct?
No, I haven't.
If I downloaded the Riff Tracks version of it, so it comes with extra good jokes on top of it.
Sure.
People know what they're doing. If I stream that to you, would you watch it?
Sure.
Okay. Maybe we'll have a Life Day party in our Discord.
Yeah. Life Day celebration.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is definitely worth seeing. Is it bad? Yes, but it's bad in such a supernova, cosmically unique kind of way. I think it is tremendously valuable.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm down for that. We'll have to get that set up then.
Yeah. Starting to get in the holiday spirit, little bits here and there. You know, I got my holiday drink. Today I'm going to take down all my Halloween stuff. And soon enough I'll have to get out my trees.
Yeah.
You know, get some new lights.
Are you going to replace the purple lights behind you for some red and green ones?
Maybe. Yeah, I like to play around with my lights. I have had purple and orange holiday Halloween lights, which I do love. But yeah, let's change up the color temperatures a little bit. I just need to buy a lot of lights. That's the best part. It's just this October through December run where you just get to light everything assorted colors.
Yeah.
It doesn't really exist throughout much of the rest of the year. Nobody does like St. Patrick's Day lights.
I guess that would just be green lights.
Right,
and then it's just like, sure, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like I live in an alien goo tube on the planet Oa.
Fox special, is this alien real? Born in a goo tube.
Born in a goo tube. That's my favorite Bruce Springsteen song.
Born in a goo tube.
I look forward to meeting the Bruce Springsteen of an alien planet who sings songs equivalent to their Americana.
Right? That'd be great. Speaking of Disney stuff and strange sci-fi things.
Ah, yes.
You had this Disney robot video that you put in here, and I watched it, and it is terrifying. But it's neat. It's fascinating.
It's as terrifying as any advanced robot video is. Yes.
Yes.
So this is a new animatronic technology that Disney is working on. And what this robot is, the strength they're working on with this one is that it has a very realistic gaze, like they're trying to get eye lines on robots really right and like have a robot's gaze actually follow you, because they have like some limited interactivity with animatronics, but now they're trying to advance it so that like the robot will look you in your eyes.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now, and it's pretty. I mean, it's a realistic moving robot. They make it move and have these weird head movements and stuff that look like someone is actually looking at you or talking to you and stuff like that. But it is just this like unfinished, like horrific, like looking thing. It almost looks like it has a hockey mask on, but the jaw is cut out, so you see the like denture teeth that are in there. Its eyes. It's almost doing the like the Kubrick stare, where the you know.
It is. Yes.
It's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, the robot has incredibly realistic eyes, eyelids, and teeth, but no other human face parts. It's all mechanisms and like planks
motors
of white
and
plastic. Yeah, so it looks like a hockey mask or like that Hannibal Lecter mask almost.
Like a reverse one where it covers the top half and the chin, but not the mouth.
You
right?
only see his mouth. Who designed that for him? You did it wrong, Jerry. We told you the guy eats people.
God, he's a goddamn cannibal, Jerry.
You put the Medusa mask on him.
That's good.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I was just we are of course seeing a very rough test version. I'm sure that now that they have this down, they're going to add skin to the face and make it look like an actual face, make it look like someone, Abraham Lincoln, I don't know. But yeah, I was listening to a Disney podcast talk about this, and they were theorizing that this might be good for shop interactions like in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah
like you've got the Hondo Anaka animatronic there at Smuggler's Run, the Millennium Falcon ride. Maybe they're going to build a Hondo Anaka into like a store where you're a little bit closer to him, and like there's Hondo Anaka and he's looking right at you. Because they have Doc Ondar, but Doc Ondar is like one of those flatfish aliens whose head doesn't look like this. So I presume they would be doing this for some sort of a human character.
Humanoid stuff. That makes sense. I like that a lot. It's still just like, it's kind of scary to see how realistic it actually is, though. Because they said, I forget the word that they used, but they were like, it mimics glances, it mimics size, and there was something else. There was like a third word that I didn't recognize. It's some like scientific word for some kind of body movement that you do, this like involuntary thing. Yeah, it looks so scary real, right? And I know they have like new techniques to get the like realistic skin looking stuff that they can put on top of this thing. I know that they can get like realistic robotic voices and stuff like that.
They can have they have the ones that jump around, which I think was the last time we were talking about animatronics on this podcast.
Jump around, get up.
The ones that do like Spider-Man leaps.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like there's just like one day they will combine them all, and will make just holy some like real like life. Just Doombot style life model decoy. They'll put Madame Tussauds out of business, right?
Oh man, Madame Tussauds animatronic museum. We've talked about how much I love animatronics that you find randomly out in the wild.
Yeah,
I love it. I've always taken a pro-robot stance on this podcast. I believe in a robot's ability to be benevolent to us and our ability to be benevolent back to it. Robots, if you come to Awakening, look for me.
Like I said, I, for one, welcome our robot overlords.
I welcome our robot friends. I would like for us to step up the steps of world progression as equals.
Indeed. Man, my apple juice is just so good, though. Anyways.
No, like in contradiction to the previous statement.
Yeah.
What if this is what tears human-robot relations apart, is that they can't
Apple
taste
juice.
apple juice and you won't stop talking about it?
What do you mean it's as American as apple pie?
What is pie?
I do not. Pi is 3.145 blah 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 blah. It's like, no, that's not pi. That's not what we mean.
I think we're moving towards a future where robots are definitely going to know what foods are.
Yeah. What do robots eat? What food would they make? Like on their own, if they just decided to cook, what would they make?
They'd probably make like a really like a dish that takes a lot of complicated handwork. Like, you know, when you make a croissant from scratch, it's like rolling out, like laminating all these pastry sheets of like dough and butter and all these layers, like really labor intensive, complicated things like that. I feel like a robot would make you a croissant.
Interesting. But would it be an actual croissant? Or
Why
would
wouldn't
it be like a metallic one? Would it be like sprocket pie or something?
No.
Because like, why would a robot make food that it can't consume?
Because we're friends.
I mean, I guess, yeah, if it's like, hey, I'm making a gift for you, fellow human.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I guess I'm thinking more for like robot being like, I'm hungry. What should I make for dinner? And then it just like, I'm gonna make a pizza. It'll be washer pizza. Instead of pepperonis, it just has metallic washers on there.
Like, I know this is a gag in many properties, and it is a gag I enjoy, but I don't think that humankind is going to make a robot that eats other metal parts. I don't know what nutrients or resources you think a robot's going to get by just eating a bucket of bolts.
Yeah, but that's also kind of the same logic for humans. Like, we eat meat, right? We are also made of meat.
Yeah, but there's a vitamin in a meat. There's not a vitamin in a metal.
There could be minerals.
Okay. They need iron. We eat steak for iron. They eat iron for iron. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they eat them both. Maybe it's like, yeah, I made a calzone. It's half pepperoni, half steel,
half lug nut. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what robots eat. I guess we're going to have to find out, and then we're going to have to develop human-robot restaurants where the two of you can go together.
Instead of Tex-Mex, it's like Hero, human robot. I don't know.
It's it's chips and chips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chips squared is the new culinary trend.
Chips squared, indeed. Yeah. Oh, this robot video gave me the insider video that we watched a long time ago on those stunt robots.
Them flippins.
I just noticed that. Man. Wild stuff. Disney's on another level, man.
I'm glad they're still hard at work somewhere on something. You know, even when there's limited amounts of things they can do in the parks actually right now, they're working on things that will go into the parks in the future.
Yeah. The park that I eventually want to go to is the Super Mario World one that's in Japan. They were set to open that like right as coronavirus was starting. And so they were just like, okay, we're delaying it. And then it got delayed again. And then it got delayed again. And then they're just like, it'll be open sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get back to theme parks soon. It's something I truly miss all day, every day.
Yeah. But
I just have to visit them virtually. I've been watching a lot of walkthrough videos. Just walk around the Magic Kingdom, please, and show me what you see.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Well, that's about all I have for this week.
Yeah, I haven't been up to much.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of a shorter episode this week, but that's okay. A little bit of housekeeping for you guys. If you did not know, we have multiple podcasts here at the Whatnauts that we have mentioned them throughout today's show. But yeah, you guys can find out more information on our website, thewhatnauts.com. I just did a tiny bit of work on our website, so I fixed some things. It should look a little bit better in mobile view when you go to a show's page.
Nice.
It used to be in 2 columns where it would show stuff, and it was real small and thin, and it looked bad. So now it's just a single column, and it's nice.
Way to go.
Yeah, so that's fixed, all of that stuff. So go check out our website, thewhatnauts.com. We're also on your favorite podcasting platform of choice. Just type in the Whatnauts, and all of our shows will pop up right there. If you guys like what we do, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is where you can support us for as little as $1 a month. We also have a $3 tier. You guys can get all kinds of exclusive content. Like we mentioned at the top of the show, we just have a new crossplay exclusive up there, Patreon exclusive. Will be up there this next week. We just recorded it yesterday. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. There will be more to come down the road and all of that stuff. And last but not least, a big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier. So thank you, Sam, so much for helping us out and supporting us. We appreciate it. I do have to at least say we did get another supporter at a high tier, but they have asked to not be named on the show. So this is, at least for this show, the only mention of that I will make. So thank you to you as well.
Thank you, anonymous benefactor.
Indeed. Yeah. Now we can sound rich. Oh, we have an anonymous benefactor.
Yeah, we feel like fancy painters.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, that's great. Thank you all for supporting us and stuff. But that about wraps us up for housekeeping. So Melissa, where are you at on the internet? Where can they find you?
I am at Wilkywit, WILKYWIT on Twitter and Instagram, and listen to my new podcast, Saturday Morning Obscurities, where me and my brother Jams watch obscure old kids shows. Mr. Boogety will probably be on there next year.
There you go.
For Halloween.
You guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys want to stay up to date with our shows, we are at The Whatnauts on Twitter. Go like, share, subscribe. You guys know the deal with that. We are at 97 subscribers on YouTube. We need 4 more to surpass 100. So please help us out. We are hoping to get there by the end of the year. It's looking like we're on track to make that happen, but you never know. So please help us spread the word. Go subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe, retweet our episodes and all of that stuff. That would help us out a ton. But yeah, that I think about wraps us up. This has been episode 119 of The Captain's Log. We will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.